The Shift model is a new program design for energy-efficient products. Imagine if we could reduce residential electric use by 3% without any new technology and without any new program activities. Imagine if we could do it using one of the oldest and most beloved energy efficiency measures of all time, Energy Star products. This is not a fantasy. Far from being a mature measure at the end of their lifetimes, efficient products can yield substantial savings for years to come. And the first thing we need to do to realize these savings is to make a small but important shift in how we think about program design. That's one reason I call this new approach the Shift model. And we do need a new approach because today's appliance programs aren't working. Evaluators routinely ding them with high free ridership. And despite the fact that incentives are widely available and Energy Star's brand recognition is better than ever, baseline efficient models make up a substantial proportion of all models sold. In the last half of 2015, in one U.S. market, baseline efficient models made up 62% of all top and side freezer refrigerator sales, 41% of clothes washer sales, and nearly all sales of room ACs. With the Shift model, we can change that. In fact, using the Shift model, we can aim to nearly eliminate the sales of inefficient products in the U.S. Here's how. First, we start by asking a different kind of question. If a typical appliance program design starts by asking, what's efficient? Is it CEE Tier 2 or Tier 3? The Shift model starts by asking, what's selling? And this is where we use all of that point-of-sale data that retailers are increasingly willing to share with us to plot sales by model. And what we get is a distribution that looks like this for pretty much every product category, in which a small number of products sell in very high volumes. In fact, just a handful of products usually account for half or more of all category sales. And when we look at the characteristics of these models, what we find is, again, remarkably consistent across product categories. These best-selling products are cheap. They're usually the cheapest appliances in the store. And they're almost always inefficient. There's a reason for this. Manufacturers and retailers tell us they make these models for a specific market. People who can't or won't pay more. And if we look a little deeper into retailers' assortments, we can also find efficient models that are similar in nearly all respects to the best-selling inefficient models, except they're more efficient and they cost a little bit more. This is the key insight of the Shift model, that we really don't have to pay attention to most of the hundreds of models in retailers' assortments. We just need to focus our efforts on shifting sales away from that best-selling, inefficient product and towards its similar but more efficient counterpart. How do we do it? By using the same tools we've been honing for the last several decades: point-of-sale marketing, sales associate training, incentives, of course, calibrated to the incremental cost of the efficient model, and by leveraging our retailer and manufacturer relationships. This highly targeted approach has some big benefits. It's simple. Think, a qualified product list that fits on an index card. It's measurable. In-store using pre-post sales data, and because the Shift model is so targeted, evaluators won't have any trouble attributing impacts up the supply chain using their standard qualitative methods. And where things get really exciting is the potential for scale, because any individual funder can implement the Shift model at retail stores in their territory to shift the in-store purchase decisions of individual buyers. But a group of regional funders can work directly with retailers to help them sell efficient models at the lowest price points and prevent those cheap, inefficient models from getting into stores in the first place. And a larger group of national funders can work directly with appliance manufacturers to ensure that their cheapest models are always efficient, effectively eliminating cheap, inefficient models from ever being produced for the U.S. market. And that is the Shift model.